Okay. Welcome everyone to another playday of Division 1. I am back. Honk carried the last week alone, so thank you. Thanks for him very much, but okay, I bow to you. I'm Gotaro and with me, Honk. Hello everyone. Welcome to the stream.
Welcome back and welcome chat.
Yeah, let's hope that the numbers grow, that the chat is active. We will start as always with the pre-show. Some also good information today to share, I think, in that pre-show. I'm still waiting though for the results to be updated from all the divisions because I think they're unupdated in the standings. So before we jump to them, or are they actually? I see someone actually jumped to them. Wait, maybe they are updated. But anyways, so let's go step by step what awaits us today. Today is the playday number 8, so we're almost there at the finish line. And I feel like it's really good to actually mention a really important thing. Well, what are the players fighting for here, right? So we have good news here that we achieved the level 2 perk with the prize pools, and this is actually the guaranteed prize pool right now for the entire league. Obviously, if anyone wants to contribute still to the league, you can message us directly and try help us achieve the biggest perk we want, which is a $500. But let's talk. It's not $100 anymore. It's a 300 price here, right?
All
it's
right.
Also some of good heart from all the organizers to make this prize pool happen. Also, you all guys that contributed with the subscriptions to the channel. I still encourage you all to subscribe more to the channel to help not only the league well, grow, sustain, but overall your entire scene. What Honky is doing is just incredible with all the streams. But let's talk about prize pool. I feel like this split is
Yeah.
kind of fair. We're gonna start with Division 3, right? We want to have money for every division. So Division 3 is $30, and the win is $11, second place is $6, and the third place is $3 with a session win bonus, and because I think it's pretty cool, even though it might be small for someone, yeah, $1, right? Like maybe 15 years ago, that was a burger in McDonald's, but now, yeah, you don't know if you're even gonna get a candy. But I still think like it's fun. And let's actually see who won what sessions in Division 3. Just a sneak peek. We'll check the entire results, but we see that Lopezka won 3 sessions, so he earned himself 3 extra additional dollars. Kotik won 1 session, so it's $1. Towalski 2 sessions, so it's $2. Kipi and Kondrakowski 1 session each. What do you think about the Division 3 prize pool there?
Yeah, that's sick. I mean, okay, yeah, not the most money, but I mean, even $1 that can go pretty far depending on where you live. So that's pretty sick. And we do have those overall winnings as well, which are still in the running. Is lots of close fights for that podium. So
Yeah, and also let's not forget the Euro trip, right? For a penny in Slovakia, you can buy a hotel. So with $1, you're basically the ruler of the country.
all right,
Probably. So okay, let's talk fast about Division.
congratulations.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's talk fast about Division 2 and Division 1. So Division 2 is $75 total. The winner gets $30. Second place $15. Third place $5, and the session win bonus is $2.5. And Division 1 is the best prize pool, so it's $195. The winner gets $80. Second place $35. Third place $20. Fourth place $10, and session win bonus is $5. I think it's a kind of a fair split. It's still up to debate, but I think this is the most fair. If you have any feedback, feel free to do so, I guess. But yeah, Division 1, the most
Yeah.
top heavy prize pool, because this is the most competitive league here. I think it's nice. It's a healthy prize pool.
Yeah, I mean, first place in Division Two is basically the same as second place in Division One. So there's definitely a lot of money to be won even in those lower divisions. So
Yeah. So okay, let's talk now about divisions. We got the updated scores. We might even check the sessions that happened. But first, let's go to the table. You're gonna walk us through what happened in the previous sessions, because right now Lopezka somehow is not in a lead. But I don't know. This table is not including the thing where you actually get rid of your 3 worst sessions.
right,
So I think
right.
I'm thinking actually for the next week we're gonna update this with like the effective tables, like with 3
Yes.
worst sessions taken away. But for the time being, if you count all the 8 sessions, if you participated or not, Kondrakowski is in the lead right now. Kipi is second. Towalski is third. Kotik fourth, and Lopezka fifth. But the point spread is extremely close between them.
Yeah, yeah. We definitely have to keep in mind effective sessions. Here at the RVRL, we do take the best 7 out of 10 sessions. So, with there only being 3 play days left, it's definitely time that we start showing those, like in the next sessions, we start showing those effective points totals. But like we
Yeah.
said, big fight for the podium positions. Money on the table now, more so than ever. So lots of fighting left to be done.
Yeah, and 2 sessions away, and this is that is nice money to fight for. So I hope we're gonna see a lot of competitive play there. But let's check the results of the last session in Division 3. Because here, well, unfortunately, a couple of players did not attend. Felipe, Oiches, Filio, all the Brazilian trio did not participate. I don't know how. I feel like Mateo and Felipe did not even. Well, Mateo is not even in the division anymore. But yeah,
Yeah.
Felipe did not attend single session as well.
He did not. Yeah, G4 is definitely disappointed with them. Joking, of course. I don't know if he actually knows them or not. But yeah, unfortunately, the Brazilian squad not showing up. Oisiak not showing up either, which is unfortunate because that was actually one of the drivers I was really looking forward to seeing
Mm,
in the third division. So,
I see.
but we do have a field of people who are fighting for the top presently, and they all showed up. So that's definitely good. We saw Kotick win this session, and honestly, this was a stomp. I mean, if you look at these scores, like
Yeah,
he won like 5, 6 races. He won 3 races in a row at one point. I mean, this guy was on fire. We saw Kippy trying to fight, a couple positions that were the bottom, but Kotick just dominated this for Division Three.
I see. Yeah, yeah, and incredible result from him. Basically, huge
Yeah,
advantage over Kippy, even with this a different scoreboard for the races. But
right.
okay, let's see now how's Division 2. Because here TT is dominating. But again, we have to keep in mind that it is not like the effective table. That this includes all the sessions.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see the next playday how they look like, because we're gonna have like the playday 9. This is the one last. Wait, I know how to say, like, not the last one, but before that, previous to last. I know how
Next
to.
to last.
Next
Yeah,
to last,
yeah,
yeah, next to last
yeah, yeah.
session. So we're gonna. I think this is now. This will be a good time to see the effective table and how this works. But for now,
Mm-hmm.
DT in incredible lead, Super Saiyajin and Ashen tied. Oh, wait, in Copisoft tied. So 3 people tied,
Mm,
and Lurak and Verzel and Espima kind of chasing those guys in the second, third, and fourth place here.
right. Yeah, Division Two has been an oddball of a session. I mean that in the best way possible, or in a season rather. TT has been dominating. In fact, I think at this point, even with the effective points being doled out, TT is basically a shoe in to win Division One. He's really, really, really been putting in work and preparation, and it shows. Congratulations, TT. You're at least going to get second or third, but I think you got first locked down, if I'm being honest. But we do have an interesting storyline for second place. Rather, we got Super. He was really strong at the front. He was really challenging TT, but I think he hasn't showed up to a number of sessions lately. And you can see that his points have basically been frozen in time. In the meanwhile, we've had Ashen Forest, who's been steadily gaining. He has been a come from behind competitor as well, but really, even more so than Ashen has been Copysoft and Urak. They both came out of nowhere, basically, down from like 12th, 13th place, all the way up to 4th, 5th in the matter of a couple sessions. So, Copysoft, I'm really interested to see if he's got what it takes to keep it rolling or if he's going to lose steam. Same situation with Urak.
Yeah. And let's see what happened in the last session, because it shows that DT won yet again another session, maybe not in a dominating fashion as it was in Division 3 with Kotick, if I remember correctly. But still a nice shiny.
Yes,
I have to
yes,
say,
yes.
as a fun fact, TT has won 5 sessions so far.
Ooh,
So he
yeah,
already earned himself like $12.5 for the sessions alone in
yeah,
Division 2, with basically is almost a second place prize pool. If he wins one more session, then it's
yeah,
like $15. So it's like a second place prize pool. So that's a really he's extremely dominating player in Division 2.
yeah.
But I have to say that from curiosity, I actually checked, for example, TT's times in the endurance races, or those played where we had like this summarized time lap, right? And compared to
Mm-hmm.
Division 1, he would be in like middle of pack, like
Yeah.
between 6 and 8. So that's actually incredible how there is actually a gap between Division 1 and Division 2 still.
Yeah, Division Two racers have had their work cut out for them, and keep in mind, TT coming from Argentina, this is going to be a nice little sack of cash for him. So he's got to be happy about those first place wins, getting another under his belt with eighth session. So that's got to be great for him. We also had a great performance by ROG. I really can't talk about the guy enough. He's from Cuba. He's playing on a mobile phone, and he is keeping second division racers on their toes. He finds a podium spot here in eighth session, great for him. Copysoft and Urak as well, the people I was talking about in the overall standings just a second ago. Here they are putting in work in the eighth session.
That's incredible. I mean, even the variety of countries when I watch the Rivals game is just incredible. Really nice
Yeah.
to see like all over the world. But let's check now Division 1 standings after the 7 play days, not 8, keeping that in mind. So, well, maybe not a surprise, but G4 a reigning champion in Elite, so it's really incredible player. But I have to say, they started to follow here. Powerade, incredible performance throughout the entire season. Some new faces, Makakowski and Jan, putting up the fight, so extremely interesting what is happening here. New faces also like Kilabarus last season
Yeah.
Division 4. Now he's like giving his best and fighting for those top places in the session. So still nice performance from him. And look at that, even Nick is 8 and he won one session. So it's an incredibly competitive division, I have to say.
Absolutely. Like you said, we've got Old Faces, G-Force, and Frost, two of the main titans in season 1 of the RVRL. And we've got Powerade. And he has been in first place for a while. We do see him finally drop down into second. Again, these are not the effective ratings yet. We haven't dropped off the 3 lowest sessions yet. But still, Powerade putting in work, likely going to be getting a nice little cash drop for himself as well. And like you said, Kilabaris, one of the newcomers, he's just got a great mentality towards the game. He takes it very seriously and he tries his best, and it shows. He doesn't let his mental get in the way as much as a lot of other people.
Yes, I have to say that. Well, Lupeska, I think like Powerade is just now showing who is unfortunately or fortunately for him a number one Italian on the field. Incredible performance by him. But okay, let's now talk about what awaits us today, because I have to say those sessions when I watch what you're coming up with are extremely interesting. This is one of the sessions that, again, is extremely interesting for me personally. It's like really creative. So I don't know if that was used before in any other competition in the Revolt or it's entirely something new. But I have to say this is incredibly creative rules. We've got Featherweight Carnival, if I wrote it
Yep, there you go.
really correctly. And okay, let's go through the rules, because we'll be racing lightweight cars in each race. Okay, so one quick question: lightweight cars, it means, well, they can flip around way easier,
Exactly.
way easier, right?
Exactly. They're going to be, I think it's above 1 point something kg. Someone in chat can get the exact number, but basically these are super lightweight cars, very susceptible to getting hit by pickups. And this is a new session. You called it out perfectly. This is a super creative session. I think Ama made this. Huge shout out to Ama.
Okay, Lampert actually said that it was tested but not played regularly. So again, this is actually here that we're using this in a competitive environment, so we'll see what will happen. But let's go for the rules. In each race you can choose any car, but you will have to start later if you choose other than rookie class car. And below we actually have those penalties. If you choose a rookie car, you have 0 seconds penalty, right? If you choose the amateur car, you're gonna have a plus 10 seconds penalty. Advanced plus 25 seconds, semi-pro 40 seconds, and pro 55 seconds. I don't know.
Mm.
I mean, the math is actually interesting behind it. I don't know. I trust that this was actually tested, that this is the fair math of the average advantage or disadvantage per se. But we'll see. We'll see. Let's go. As anything, you have to start from somewhere to actually patch it out, to actually make the bigger gaps or lesser gaps. So we'll see. And we actually know from one session that the strategy session, some people that actually chose better cars did not do as good compared to the worst cars. And one of the examples was Lagirock having an extremely bad session with a better car. So if you add to that a penalty, then well, kind of unlucky, I would say.
Yeah, Sprinter XL has been very popular in this session. I'm at least in Division 3. I didn't get to see Division 2, so it's kind of going to be a surprise for me too. I'm hoping that we see a little bit more experimentation, but we did see some of the non-Sprinter XL, non-rookie choices work out very well as well. So interested to see how it plays out in Division 1.
Yeah, and also for today we're using a different point system, so it's like 10-point system for the race. For example, the first place, if we have 16 players, like 16, and then it's minus 1 point for each, and every place in the races. And of course, guys, remember, keep it fair play. Do not shoot lapping or lap cars. Do not use voice chat during the race to ensure the fair play. Let's focus on the competitive aspect of the game. Enjoy the races, be fair play. It's all about good spirit there. I love trolling. I feel like, trolling is essential part of competitive. I have to say that every competitive scene needs like protagonist, antagonist, like all this dynamic to make it more fun.
The bad
So,
boy.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like, I have to say that esport is actually dying because they are trying to be, too friendly. I just love the trash talk. Like, it's so important in any sports or esport. Just trash talk your opponent. It's just so fun. You want to cheer for sometimes antagonists. Want to have your own protagonist. So always, like, keep it still mannered, but reasonably mannered, but at least don't cheat.
Yeah.
Like, it's something obvious, but
Yeah.
okay.
I will say something interesting before we hop in.
Yeah.
With the not being able to shoot lapped cars, with that 55-second delay, sometimes it means if you choose a pro, the rookies in front of you are immune to being shot. So that's an interesting little scenario, not necessarily to do with fair play, but also is like a strategy thing in this instance. So it's a very
Ooh.
experimental session. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because some laps are actually shorter than 55 seconds,
Then
so you're gonna
55.
be
Yeah. Yeah.
lapped car.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, well, that's actually pretty interesting. They're immune then, so you just have to basically drive your best. Well, that's
Yeah.
really
Yeah. Yeah, the stock pros are all really heavy, so there was no option.
I
So
see.
there's
Okay.
some oddball pros. We'll leave it at that.
Okay, I will come back with one question, but let's real fast talk through the track list real fast. Because for today we're gonna have. Oh wait, I did not correct one this. Okay, we're gonna have Hospital, One Lunar, Castle 2R, Skating, Toys, Redux, Holiday Camp, California, Wide Rose, Chapel, Spa Vault, Botanical Garden, RV Temple, and Sakura. So this is like 10 tracks if I see correctly without counting. That's on my side. But yeah,
Sounds good to me. Yeah, probably about, yeah, 10. Yeah.
yeah. One question that I forgot. I had actually a question regarding probably the cars, but maybe I will come back to it
Yeah.
later.
I mean, you got to consider like some of these tracks are going to be more top speed oriented. Some of them are going to be more technical. So maybe you want a pro on some tracks and switch to a rookie on others. Or maybe some people are just like, I like this car and I'm just going to use it. We saw that with the LA 54 in Division 3. So
Yeah, yeah. Okay, we actually need to get Jerome as an observer and make a small call with him as well. Wait, what did I actually wanted to ask about the cars? Holy shit, I forgot. Actually, I had that was actually a good question about it, and I won't remember. I just won't remember. Too much, guys. I'm just my brain is just burning. So
yeah, I mean, we'll get into the action and maybe you'll think of it when you see it.
yeah, so we still got like 9 minutes. We're gonna do our favorite part today actually, because we're gonna
Eh,
talk about our top threes. So we know that Tom Dom actually unfortunately resigned from the league, so he's not going to take part. I know who is missing for today's session. But
right.
maybe with time we're gonna know exactly who's missing. But without it, let's talk about our prediction. Because I know I will try to start. Like I will be the starter, right? And I have to take into mind the strategy session where people were driving different
Okay.
classes. And as much as would like to pick Lagirok, unfortunately, it's not that I have no faith, but it's kind of risky pick. I would say still Uh, I mean, I won't be original if I again go with G-Force, like Frost, maybe Powerade, Sting, whatnot. But damn, do they look strong? Like G-Force, when he was driving the strategy, he looked so strong with the amateur cars. He was not losing those races. He was always getting a good time somewhere in between there. So yeah, I have to pick G-Force for tip. I mean, the guy is just.
Oh,
I mean, it's just.
that was my pick, man.
I mean, we can pick both. It's just like
Yeah, yeah.
talking
We'll share. We'll share. We
about
can share GeForce.
about I gonna call it football, but for you it's soccer. Like picking a top three players and everyone goes with Messi. Like you
Right,
just cannot be
right,
just cannot be creative with it. So
right, right.
GeForce, man, I actually think about Jan because I remember he was really strong in this power up sessions, and he was really good in the strategy sessions. So I'm thinking about Jan to pick here, like GeForce Jan. And man, Powerade. I feel like Powerade is just a dark horse, and just not picking him. He's
Mm,
always there. I did not see Powerade having like a terrible session yet. He was always there fighting and being consistent. So yeah, I would go with Powerade. So for me, GeForce, Yan, and Powerade this session.
okay, okay. My picks, I already know them. My picks are GeForce, Stingox, and Ama. And my reasons for that is GeForce is the best RC Sand player that I know. And RC Sand is on this list. And I think it's extremely underrated. And for that reason, GeForce is going to be one of my main picks.
Oh, okay.
Stingox is a stock car purist, and he's very strong on like Sprinter. He's going to be strong on Addion, and those are both there. RC San as well, so I'm picking him for that reason. And honestly, Ama has just surprised me so many races in a row lately that I
Yeah.
just got to pick him for my third.
Okay, we
So,
have information from Lampert that Sting, Nick, and Tamdam are missing for. I mean, Tamdam
oh,
did quit the league, but Sting and Nick are missing for the session.
okay, okay, okay. I'm gonna switch to Laggy Rock then. Come on, Laggy. Come on, Laggy.
Someone is believing. Okay, I actually also have a top three picks from Jerome. So it's Matty, Lampert, and Erzu. Also, actually, this is like out of meta. With all respect to the players,
Yeah,
he's like, but Matty, he was showing up in single races a lot. I'm sorry. Yeah, so Matty, he has the guts to actually fight for a win. He was showing in some races really, really, really strong. And Lampard, he's just a wild card. Like Lampard can either be
yeah.
dominating or Lampard can be just doing Lampard things. I mean,
That's
Lampard,
actually kind of how I think about Laggy Rock. But Laggy Rock with the picks on, if you remember, he tore the
yeah,
session
yeah,
up.
that
Koyaka
was
picks on. So
to this day. I think it is for me, from what I watched, was the most impressive session win so far, actually, because it's
yeah,
extra hard with the weapons, and Lagrug was just insanely consistent there, and he won like 5 races. It's just incredible. That
yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's a record to beat with the conditions like that. I have to say that. So that was incredible. Okay. You can actually unmute yourself on Discord, so Jerome can hear you.
Good call.
Yeah, yeah, but remember to change the speakers on Discord so we only can hear ourselves here. So okay, we still have
Right.
5 minutes. I'm waiting for the Jerome to give me the observer link actually, because in 5 minutes we're gonna start with this session. We're gonna start with the hospital. I think we already had hospital. I think all the tracks were already. Maybe I don't remember the Holiday Camp California edition. Actually, if we had
Yeah,
this track.
that's
Wait,
it's
wait,
like
wait, wait,
yeah, yeah.
wait 1 moment. I need to actually change one thing. Uh, okay, now all fine.
Was I playing twice?
Yeah, on Discord because it was me. It was me not picking the
Yeah, yeah.
output volume. Okay. So yeah, the Holiday
So
Camp.
it's like a weird track. There's a lot of bumps and like weird stuff, but it's in the main pack. It's definitely like I've been saying, one of our oddballs, which continues with the theme. So yeah, it's I definitely like it. Not sure if our racers like it. I'm gonna be honest because the bumpy but it's called California Edition because there used to be a river through this one area, but they took the river out. Now it's just a ton of bumps. So I
ton
think
of
it's
bumps.
skill. Other people think it's luck. Yeah, it's like very bumpy. It's like you'll see, you'll see.
Okay, and I think like the newest track is also Sakura. I don't think we had Sakura yet.
It's another one of those fringe track. It's actually pretty popular with endurance racing. I've seen it race like a pretty well. Actually, I say that, and it was kind of a nightmare last time they were. So I don't know. It's not the most consistent track, but it's definitely up there for one of the coolest thematic tracks for me.
I see. Okay, so we've got the observer working right now, so we're only waiting for the racers. So 10 races ahead of us. I think as always we're gonna do like table showing after 2 races or maybe 3 races, so it's smooth for the players, instant replays, whatnot. And let's see if we're only missing 3 players for the session today. That would give us 13 players for the session. I want to see as many as possible players each session. At least 10, I think. Like, and less than 10 is kind of sad, but still okay. But weapons, my favorite thing. And by the way,
Exactly.
I was doing some challenges and I actually achieved one challenge with Lego Cup. God damn, was it hard actually. That was pretty hard cup to win. And I don't remember which car I actually chose there to win it with. Because I think I had to pick with rookies, but I did not win it with a stock rookie car. I think
Mm.
I tried with a Leaf car, something like this, Leaf or something. The car was named, and it was the custom made. But I won
Yeah,
with a
yeah.
different one. But I needed like 3 tries, and because I feel like the third track there was pretty hard to win. The third one, or the second one with like the huge garden and whatnot, and tunnels and stuff like that. That was pretty hard track.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Even against the AI, that was a pretty hard one. I still want to
They'll
finish.
get you.
Yeah, I still want to finish all the challenges. I kind of skipped the collectors challenges because well, it's maybe not my thing. a little bit, but
Yeah.
I will try to finish all the other challenges there, and we'll see how it goes. Yeah, but the Lego Cup was extremely fun. I hope there are like more
Nice.
custom cups to actually play. So yeah,
Oh, you would love the hardcore cups by Ertsunama. You would have a great time with those.
great time, meaning
Yeah,
restarting all the time.
it depends on how much time you have on your hands. I'll start with that. Depends on how much time you have on your hands.
So
You're gonna
is
need
it?
a lot. You're gonna need a lot of time.
But what's up with those hardcores? I mean, like, are they AI buffed there? Like, can you buff an AI there?
I don't know exactly what they did, but they made it very hard. They made it very hard.
Because
So,
honestly, whenever I remember driving on like standard caps, like made by the original Revolt crew, like it felt like AI is just always one step behind you. But in Lego Cup, I felt like,
mm.
God damn, it's pretty hard, dude. It's pretty hard, like they're just driving better there. I mean, like, I don't know why. Like some cars obviously were acting extremely dumb, but some others were like,
Yeah,
damn, like they're
yeah,
fast, like they're actually not making many mistakes, and it's pretty hard.
yeah, yeah.
So I don't know if you can actually buff the AI in the custom cup.
Well, Airtoo's in the chat right now. Maybe he can weigh in.
Also, you know what to do today. What to do? Well, what I can see is that TT driver is a moderator, but not a sub. TT, come on. Erzu, not a sub. Come on, dude. Support the leagues.
All the money TC's making off of this.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
kidding, TT. Just kidding, man. Just
Okay,
playing with you.
okay, still waiting.
Congratulations, by the way, TT.
Yeah. Okay, we're still waiting for a session to start. What is actually happening?
I'm very curious what the implication is with TT here saying that to Ertzu. It could really mean a lot of different things. I'm assuming it has to do with the car choice. So
Mm,
it would be cool if Ertzu brought something out, but no pressure. You don't feel like you have to just to do
mm.
something crazy. But if he brought out something cool, that would be cool, of course.
Okay, waiting for the host. Is the leg being host? Is Nick hosting? Who's hosting actually? Who's hosting the Division
Frost
One?
is host for today. I can get the link or the IP
Okay,
to
if you give it
Jerome
to
right now.
Jeromo, yeah, yeah, because Jeromo, what like Nick is actually. So yeah, we need Jeromo to join, and I think we're gonna be ready to go, and we see who picks. I think like a lot of people will actually pick amateur cars. I think that this is with the rule of not shooting the lapping car will be, yeah. Look at this Laggy Rock already with Sprinter XL, Makakowski, Frost with Zipper, so he's getting the it's
Okay.
wait, I'm gonna check the cars. So
He could switch off still. I'm not sure if Zipper is actually
no,
legal. He is
no,
in the spectator position right now.
it's not Zipper.
Okay.
Zipper.
Um, so we had Kilo Barris in here in Division 3, and he basically predicted this would be a Sprinter XL exclusive, which basically means everyone just drives Sprinter XL the whole time. I'm hoping the people I know I gave my top three, but the people I'm rooting for, it's always the meta breakers that I love. So if somebody manages to make something else work, that would be sick. In the meantime, we've got Ertzu on Adion, we've got Ewan on RC San, Ama's on Rotor. I don't know about that. I'm honestly surprised that Rotor is light enough to be in this. It's making me kind of doubt. Um, Let me check the car list again.
Wait, what is it?
I don't see a rotor anywhere, Amma. I do see a full-on X though.
But yeah, people go a lot for the amateur cards. Well, are the rules setting that you can choose whatever cars whenever you want? You can
You
choose
are
any
allowed
car.
to
Yeah,
swap
yeah,
between cars.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's so strategy could definitely see play. I would love for it to come into play.
Wait,
But
what
I
is
do think yes,
what
yes,
is RC San on GeForce? Is amateur car? Huh.
yes. RC San is an well, yes, yes. It's amateur.
A lot of Sprinter XL. So what is up with the Roadstar or Hotspot not being chosen in the from the amateur actually there?
So I think, or the rookie. I think the reason why they aren't being chosen is because Sprinter XL is so. It's a really a beloved car in the RVGL community because it's a very challenging car to drive properly. But if you're able to do it, then it's very effective. And so I think, especially in Division One, we see people who are very confident
Mm.
with the Sprinter XL, and so I think we'll see them go with that for that reason. Um,
Okay. Do we
as
have?
as far as the other cars, they're probably just not strong enough compared to the Sprinter XL.
Yeah,
We'll
look at
see
this.
though. We'll see.
Look at this. Powered Lagirok, Makakowski,
Mm.
Ama, Kilabarus. Ursu is on Adion. Is Adion the car to pick? Yeah, it's semi.
Adion is
Yeah,
semi-pro.
semi
Yeah,
pro. So you're gonna have like plus 40 seconds.
yeah.
Hmm.
And the nice part about this is if you pick a car like Adion and you have to wait those 45 seconds, you're basically in no man's land for the entire race. The only things that you have to dodge are oils and fake pickups. Otherwise, you get to just drive your race. These people who are all picking Sprinter XL, there's going to be 5 Sprinter XLs who all start at the exact same time. They're all going to be in range for shockwaves, rockets, you name it. They're going to be on the table for zaps, anything. These people who picked RC Sand, there's going to be 3 of them who are grouped up. But the R6 Turbo and the Adion are going to kind of be in their own little world, at least to start the race. So that could be beneficial to them.
Okay, are the all players ready? Lampert going with RC Turbo. So are we having all of our picks actually? I see GeForce, I see Powerade, and I see Yan. So my top three is there actually. Let racing.
Hey, hey, okay, good, good, good. Welcome in, Solly, by the way. But yeah, I see TT chatting, and he's saying that RC can compete with a lot of advanced cars, and he's not wrong. This is I mean, RC Sand in the IO sessions, I think it's technically a class above what it is in this session. So I think RC San will be very competitive, and those people who picked it, they'll kind of set the stage here in Hospital.
Okay. So we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 players in the lobby. So 3 are
Not
not
bad.
racing, and we're waiting for 3 more to join actually. Who we don't see. Well, Sting is not racing, Nick is not racing today, and Tam Tam. So who else is missing in the lobby?
Okay, well, a BGM is one. Okay, we're headed in.
623 meters. I wonder what is the lap time here, actually. Everyone with the same skin, though.
Yeah. So I got to tell you straight off, I think Hospital, they will complete a lap in less than 55 seconds. So I don't know. I don't know about 45 seconds, but the pickups are already coming out. And this is why I talked about those tightly grouped Sprinter XLs. And there's the oil. It's Powerade and Makakowski both get the dodge. And this is a tricky part here. Makakowski driving on the outside, going to lose some time there. Kilobaris is leading, Powerade hunting him down. And jumps can be problem areas for Sprinter XL. We see a rocket come out in Kilobaris, no hit. Kilobaris cycling, but there's another pickup right there for Powerade. Oil is out. It's going to hit Laggy Rock. And we're looking for pickups here. The zap on Ama by Powerade.
Why did I
And now
doubt
I'm interested
Lagla?
to see.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
never
oil.
doubt Laggy Rock. It looks like the Addion had already started by the time the Sprinter XLs made it. But it doesn't really matter much. Like we said, no shooting lapped or lapping cars. And so as these laps tick down, what we're going to see is Lampert in the R6 and Ertzu in that Addion are going to continue to get closer and closer to the rest of the field because they are in those stronger cars. RC San is going to be doing the same, but on a much faster timetable. In fact, we see Frostbitten in the RC San just passed up Makakowski to take, I think that's 5th place, and he's 40 meters behind Ama, who's in 4th right now. Ama hunting down Laggy Rock for the podium. Laggy Rock with bomb. Let's see. He is going to have to repo. Boom. Nice zap out of Laggy Rock. Defensive zapping. Those water balloons not going to hit by Ama. And it is Kilobaris breaking away. Powerade out in second, 35 meters. There's Frost hunting down more Sprinter XLs.
Oh, that oil. But still, top 3 amateur cars here, so Frost is getting really close
Yeah.
with a better car and still 4 laps to go.
Yeah, we're not exactly. We're not even halfway through this track, and they've already caught these Sprinter XLs. G-Force has as well. G-Force out in 5th with the RC San of his own. Ama getting knocked, and there's Ewan, the other RC San. So they both passed up. The RC Sans, the 3 of them have passed up Makakowski and Ama in their entirety. We also see Lampert in the R6 Turbo. He is going to be hunting down Makakowski. He's got a zap, though. Waiting out the zap, maybe. Okay. Some cycles.
Oh.
Ama. Okay, we see Frostbitten. He has not been able to pass Laggy Rock. He's been trying to do it for about a lap here. They both got zaps. They're both cycling for new pickups. An oil drop by Frostbitten at a not the best spot, but he is going to get hit by an oil. And Powerade has got a great margin out in, I think, 2nd place. Both Ewan and Frost going all 4 wheels into that oil, and there's another oil right after. So that shortcut, pretty dangerous to take. The R6 getting knocked straight into the doorway, though, by Frost with the shockwave. That's going to be perfect pickup usage.
I wonder if you can check how Erzo is doing, because I think he has the best car, and he still didn't caught to the rest. Oh, look at that Erzo.
Lampert is doing well. Okay. Ertzu, the other. So we have R6 for Lampert, which is advanced, and Addion for Ertzu, which is semi-pro. So we see Lampert getting a lot more work done than Lampert. I'm sorry, Lampert getting a lot more work done than Ertzu. He does find one, going to be hunting down another RC Sand, and honestly, these RC Sands are as good as toast once they're up against an Adion. Okay, Air 2 on the outside, though. G4 is running straight into an oil in the meantime and gets a bomb on his back, so Air 2 going to be sweeping him up and hunting for more. Double oil. G4s. Welcome to the
Oh my,
Featherweight Carnival, y'all.
oh my god.
Okay, Yun with the bomb out in third and runs into the oil. Laggy Rock dodges both and takes third place back. Frostbitten was looking like he was going to run away with the competition, but he has not been able to pass up these Sprinter XLs. Now we see Airtsu moving quite swiftly, trying to move quite swiftly into third, but Zap's going to change that. We see these sprinters cycling heavily for a Zap. Such a good defensive pickup to be using. Airtsu has something up his pocket, but we don't know what it is. We're on lap 6 or 7, time ticking down.
And I think there is a huge gap between third and second place. So still catching up to Lagirok wouldn't mean that he's, yeah, there is like 150 meters for the second place Powerade.
Exactly.
And even
And
more for
Powerade is
Kilabaris.
yeah, exactly. So Kilabaris, as long as he doesn't do anything catastrophic, he's got this locked down. Powerade's got a nice second place. And we see the Adion not able to catch up to them, not even able to make a dent. This Adion is about 200 meters back behind first. He might be able to get a podium spot, which is great. Knocks Laggy Rock out of the way despite Laggy Rock's zap. Using a nicely placed rocket, shooting him right into that desk. And going to pass him up. Lampert's hoping for some scraps as well. Maybe he can find Laggy Rock by the time the race is. Your final turns, though. So time is just about out. The battery has been popped. Going for another pickup, maybe another. Oh, I thought that was a fake. It's not. And it's not going to happen. Laggy Rock fourth, Lampert fifth. And the RC Sands have not been able to perform like we predicted. They're occupying, I think, sixth, seventh, and eighth. Ama getting the short end of the stick there. Ama and Makakowski. Ooh.
So yeah. Kilabaris with a win with an amateur car. Ursu actually caught up a lot for the third place, but still 20 seconds behind Kilabaris. Beautiful race. And soon we're gonna have the next one.
Yeah, love to get some instant replays here over Hospital. It's really interesting because our two front runners by a country mile are Sprinter XLs, and then the two people who were not able to perform and were struggling were also in Sprinter XLs. So it's kind of hard to say, like, is the Sprinter XL dominance solidified yet? It's not really set in stone yet.
Yeah, Jeepers already wrote on the chat, welcome to pickups. Well, part of the game, I owe that that pump over the
That was
fountain.
sick.
Over
That
the
was sick.
fountain, that was actually pretty funny. Also, if he wasn't actually getting a little bit unlucky with weapons from his opponents, he would actually end up maybe higher there. Okay, we're ready for the next race. Let's go. We're gonna have what now? It's not hospital, right? People are picking different
No.
cars though. Not
Good.
not many sprinters XL Kilabarus is still on an amateur car. Also with AMW, so he's picking a pro car. It's gonna
Yeah,
be
so we're
50s.
seeing Lunar. So Lunar is basically the reverse version of Helios. I think we've seen it here before. But it's a pretty, correct me if I'm wrong here, y'all, but I think it's pretty top speed oriented. So we're going to see people shying away from the Sprinter XL here. It's also, you can race a higher speed car and still feel really confident with it. So we'll see. We do see the Sprinter XLs, four of them, and we still see three RC Sands. So there hasn't been much of a swap, so to speak of, for RC Sand. So I might be eating my words here. We do see Ertzu on the A-Mave, which is super exciting. This is a very off-meta car, but it is a class down in this session, I do believe. So that should be quite good. Or it might not be quite good. We'll see if Ertzu can prove it one way or another. But yeah, the Addion dropping out. We see Makakowski on the R6 Turbo now, and Lampert on the Sprinter XL.
Okay, so for now we've got Kilabaris in the lead, Featherweight second, Erzu third, Lagirock fourth, Lampert fifth, Jan 6, G4 7, Frostbitten 8, Makakowski 9, and who's 10? Who finished the last? I don't know. We don't have it updated though.
Makakowski was in 10th. Amma was in, or he was last, but okay. And so we are going to see Frost in the Addion. So Frost and Erzu are going to be waiting the full 45 seconds here before they can begin. As for those Sprinter XLs, they are off and away. Pickups have started to be locked in. Amma's leading. He cycles that rocket to look for something more. Laggy Rock, meanwhile, going to zap one and picks up the next pickup. This is a bit of a pickup scarce track, which means all pickups are going to be worth much more value. Now, we saw an oil placement that could have been quite effective. Okay, it did manage to hit Lampert. We'll see who else runs into it here. Okay, and it looks like anybody who goes for the wall ride at the end there, going to be running straight into that oil. Not the most impactful one, but it is what it is. 55 or 45 seconds have passed. Frost and Erzu both going to be starting their race. In fact, I think it's 40 seconds. My bad on that. But AMW versus the Addion here, and it's certainly a race for the ages. Two stock cars, two classics, and we'll see who comes out on top. They are already, and see, look, they don't have to worry about that oil, but they do have to worry about each other.
Yeah. I think the mutual agreement should be just let's not shoot each other until we catch up with the other ones.
You know, that would make sense to me, but hey, it is what it is. Amma is 80 meters out in the lead, and boom, another big oil going to be hitting all of these mofos and sending them to the Shadow Realm, except for G-Force. Going to run straight into it. A fake to boot. Power 8 manages to dodge.
He almost got that start with a bomb.
I know, that would have been sick. Okay, so we do see the Sprinter XLs being a bit more gutsy with how they take that pathway. You can either take the ramp on the side or just take the stairs diagonally straight down, and they are opting for the stairway, which is the riskier path. But they're in that rookie, so they've got some stability. Laggy Rock versus Keela Bars for second place. G-Force in the RC Sand trying to make waves with that amateur pick. And it was really interesting to see G-Force and Power 8 both dodge that oil. These fakes, I tell you, man. Okay. And just when you think they've wised up to it, an oil placed in a new spot of that wall ride. And because wall riding is so popular through that area, everybody's going to run straight into it. I think we heard Amma drop an oil too. So we'll see if anybody runs into that as well. Ooh, Laggy Rock struggling, knocked back. G-Force moves into the podium spot in that RC Sand. He's got 3 more laps and some change left to work with.
And G-Force actually finally making use of that car he has. And 2 amateurs in the lead, so there's still a huge chance for G-Force to catch up and actually take a lead in the race. I wonder how are our semi-pro cars is doing with Erzu and was it Amma?
It was Erzu and Frostbitten actually.
And Frost.
So hey, there's Frost and knocked straight back to last place.
What?
And there's Erzu. Showing the power of pickups, honestly, I mean, it's insane that an RC Santa is able to defend against 2 semi-pros like this. He does eventually get zapped, and Frost dodges the oil by wall riding and going to the right. Very, very precise movement there by Frost. It's like he almost knew that they were going to be switching it up. And he goes for it. He goes on the inside as well. Does go for a bit of a half and half there. Passes up Laggy Rock, who had to repo for some reason. G-Force hunting down Keela Bars, and boom, knocks him right out of the way. All right.
That was so brutal.
Very satisfying rocket for G-Force. And in fact, Keela Bars had a zap. So G-Force really needed that rocket to have as much explosive force as it ended up having. Kilobar is met with a bomb as well. Frost and Erzu, our 2 semi-pros, have moved up into 4th, 5th,
Frostbitten trying to do some ricochet rockets, and indeed he does collide with Air 2 there and continues on his way. Incredible pickup uses by Frost, and this is why when people say pickups are all luck, I just don't necessarily fully believe that. Air 2 is going to respond with a nice little zap, an undodgeable oil there for Frost because he chose to go through the shortcut. But I think Air 2 saw, because you can see the distances between in the bottom left. And I think he saw that Frost hit it and was like, okay, I'm going to go on the outside. Worked out perfectly. Now he does have the misfortune of being in front, and so he does collide with the oil, and Frost is right back on top of him. Makakowski in the mix as well with the battery, drives straight through that oil, no problem. And it is Air 2 fourth, looking solid, hunting down Kilobaris for third.
I wonder if it's
Oh.
I wonder if it's even worth picking the semi-pro or pro car, because it feels like with the weapons there's too much, let's say, randomness or oil, and it's just hard to
Mm.
catch up. I mean,
Yeah, it's impressive how much competitiveness the pickups give these racers with the low class cars. Air 2 is, I don't know if he found the finish above Kilobaris. I really don't. There was a massive exchange of pickups there. Kilobaris trying to find the light of day. I don't know if he quite found it though. Yun going to drive in reverse here to finish himself out. Laggy Rock finishing up, and Lampert in the Sprinter XL not able to find any luck with that. And it was Kilobaris who finished out ahead of Ertzu just barely.
and Lampard finishing last, Ama winning, G4 second, Kilabaris first. So Kilabaris so far extremely consistent. I think he maintains the first position in the session so far. So maybe
Mm.
that's a breakthrough for him. I'm gonna check if we're gonna have the table update. Yes, someone is working on that. So we're gonna have a really quick sneak peek for the table and go to the third race here. But I don't know, I'm kind of questioning, is it worth with if there were no weapons, then I said like, okay, pro or semi-pro cars are worth it. But with weapons, it's questionable. I have to say it's questionable.
At the end of the day, this is a featherweight carnival. Regardless of what class you pick, it's going to be a light car. It's going to be very susceptible to pickups. And that is kind of being put on full display here. Now, I will say one caveat is that Frostbitten and Ertzu were both on semi pros and they were fighting each other too. So they didn't particularly help their own case very much by having their little duel situation. But Sprint XL looking quite strong, even over the RC Sands.
Okay, I'm waiting for the table update if it's going to be sorted out. If not, we're gonna jump to the another race. So just checking, it's not sorted out yet, please. Okay, still waiting. Okay, but the next race is starting, so we're gonna just jump to the next race. We're gonna see the table the next time. So yeah, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Ooh,
Wait, what
we got a
happened?
multiplayer game terminated. I think we might have to remake the lobby here. Frost might have lost connection, which is really unfortunate because we see a pro for the first time. We saw someone racing on that Sir Gleam. That would have been sick to see.
But
Hopefully,
this
Frost's
is
gonna. Maybe it
this,
was.
this is a
Mhm.
good time to check the tables then really fast that we
Hey,
have.
yeah.
So yeah, as said, we've got Kilabars in the lead, Urzu second, Powerade third, G-Force fourth. So really nice. I actually picked who? I picked the G-Force, Powerade, and I picked Jan. So Jan in seven. But yeah, Makakowski in the
Mm.
last place, Lampert equally with Lampert, Frostbitten eighth, and we know that Frost. Wait, was it Frost or what was it? Ertzu twice. How was Ertzu second though? Huh.
Well, one thing I will say is that we're not using the MotoGP point system here today. We're using the IO system. And I think the way we're doing it is first place gets 16 points. I don't think that's necessarily right. I think first place gets 9 because we have 9 players in the lobby, maybe 10, and then we give last place 1 point, and we work up from there. So you might be familiar with the MotoGP point scoring system where we do 25 points for first, 20 for second, 16 for third. But this is a little bit different. There's only 1 point earned per person that you pass. So if you're able to find consistency, that could actually be better with this point system than getting wins. You don't necessarily need to win. You just need to get like really well every time.
Okay, I just wonder, is anyone going to pick a pro car and be 55 seconds behind? Because we saw that 40
We saw
seconds.
it.
We saw that 40 seconds behind is what? It's 150 meters approximately being behind. Did we see already a
Mhm.
pro car?
We are going to see it here at Castle 2 Reverse. We see Ama with the Sir Gleam picked, which is one of our pro cars. It is a reskin of the Zipper, but with updated parameters for the pro class. And it is here. We also see the Wild Star being driven by Ertzu and the Road Star by Kilabaris.
Okay, so we still see someone with. Maybe we can get rid of that track list, Jerome. But okay, for
Yeah,
next.
Jerome, let's get that track list off if we can. But in the meantime, we also have the Roadstar, or I'm sorry, the Wild Star being driven by Ertzu, which is a pro. So we got two pros here today on Castle 2 Reverse. And we've also got Kilabaris on, I think, the Roadstar. So Roadstar rookie, Wild Star pro. Kilabaris rocking the Roadstar. And he has passed up Lampert. And it looks like he chose this with the strategy in mind because he's winning the session right now. Although a nice shockwave almost knocks Kila off the cliff, but he does respond with a quick zap, and that is enough to keep second place in his place. In the meantime, the RC Sands, G-Force, and Makakowski already third, fourth. They're hunting down the
And
rookies.
super pros are about to start. So let's see how the
All
super
right.
pros, the pros.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. We've got Yun in the RC Sand as well.
The gaps are just huge.
Yeah. Our Powerade on the R6. That's an advance. Frostbitten and Laggy Rock on semi pros. Laggy Rock just showing off how much top speed power that AMW has. Of course, he gets responded to with the Shockwave, but look at him. He apparently hit Frostbitten with the pickup as well because they have the water balloons come out, and there is Frost taking back seventh place. In the meantime, back for the pros, can't see them quite yet, but we will. Oh, nice duel between Makakowski and Lampert for third, fourth. Kilabaris about 50 meters out in first. G-Force is in a comfortable second place.
Which class is Kilabaros driving actually here?
Rookie.
Rookie.
He is on the Roadstar, which is a rookie car. We haven't seen it in this session yet today, but it looks like it's a very good top speed car, and it's a very great top speed track. G-Force seems to be just rocking the RC Sand no matter what, and that's working out pretty well for him as well. But for this session, Gilbar seems to be pretty happy.
Yeah, and he is doing extremely good here. The gaps are huge, but still 3 laps to go. Ooh, that rocket.
I actually was not live on the clean feed. My bad, guys. My commentary was a second behind or something like that. But we are back here starting lap 4. G-Force has passed up Kilabaris. He's going to try to make a breakaway here. Makakowski, Lampert, Yun all fighting for third place. Yun cycling through, hoping he gets a projectile. Now, I would really like to see where Ertzu and I think Ama as well are at this point. They're both on pros. And Ertzu has moved up into 7th. Laggy Rock getting knocked around. There's Ama on the pass as well. So our pros have just passed up our 2 semi-pros. So neither pros nor semi-pros doing particularly well. I would say that pros doing better than the semi-pros. It does seem like the pros have hogged all the pickups, and they're hopefully going to break away in the meantime. If they don't make them another mistake, it's going to be very difficult for Frost and Laggy Rock to catch them in the Addion and AMW. So let's flip a bit forward here.
That Amakar is extremely fast. Oh my god.
A nice
Amakar
battery
is
usage with the oil. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Ama and Ertzu both in those pro cars. We'll see if they shoot each other. Now, it would make sense to do what you were doing, what you were saying, and kind of like not try to fight each other particularly. But Powerade hits both. punished quite hard they were by shooting Power 8. He gets an instant repo zap on both of them. G-Force, 80 meters out in the lead.
And that's favorite car of
All
default is that
right.
he's driving, right?
Yes, it's one of it. I wouldn't say it's necessarily his favorite, but out of the carpool, absolutely, he's a massive RC Sand fan.
I'm just driving with that car.
Yeah, Ama and Ertzu are two players who are always the type to make something off meta try to work. What I am a bit more surprised by, is Frostbitten rocking this Addion, because this seems like it's an experimental pick as well. I would expect Frostbitten to usually go with what he thinks is the meta, so he must be interpreting this in an interesting way. Okay. We are here on the final lap, so I'd like us to go a little bit forward towards. I guess no, it doesn't matter because there are already such big gaps there towards the front. G-Force finishes up. We expect Keela Barris to be yeah, and he does indeed find second. Makakowski trying to catch, but he can't quite do it. All right, let's get back to where we were. Indeed, Lampert trying to make his way into to hold on to 6 with that lowly Sprinter XL. He blows up, and we've got the semi-pro being driven by Frost. All he needs is one pickup. Ama in the pro. He's going to try to pass up 2, a 2-for-1 deal. The oil, though, who is going to succeed? It is going to be Ama. Did Lampert finish? No, Lampert didn't finish. He got hit by water balloons, knocked into the doorway of the castle, and finishes like 5 positions above where he expected to. He was hoping to finish in 6th. He finishes in 10th.
That was a beautiful finish, honestly. And I hope we're gonna have a little time to actually check. Okay, we actually did check the table, so I think we're gonna be good to go for another race. But Kila Barros, he is staying strong there in a top 3, being extremely consistent. G-Force finally winning with his favorite car. The race, I have to say, but still, I don't know. When I look at the strategy, right, it feels like I would actually try to pick a car that no one is picking, just not to be in the middle of a fight. Because if 2 people pick or 3 people pick a pro car, you all start the same and you start shoot. Not only you have to catch up to the entire lead, but you have to also a little bit shoot each other. And is it worth it? I don't know. Like I don't want to suggest, but yeah, like when rookies start, if you get set into a good position, you kind of gain your advantage because everyone behind you is just shooting each other, right? And trying to catch each other. So it's a win for you. You're not losing time. It's extremely interesting dynamic here, I have to say. It's extremely interesting. Very interesting. I love it so far.
Yeah, and actually, we do see people taking the exact strategy that you're suggesting. Pretty much anyone who has chosen the R6 Turbo at this point has been doing so because they're the only advanced on the field. And so I think we saw Power 8 try it on this track. We saw someone else try it. And I think we saw someone else try it on Hospital 1. We've seen it a bunch of times. It hasn't been successful enough. This issue seems to be the R6 is just I don't know. I like that
Okay,
strategy a lot.
we're ready.
But
Go. We're
yeah, the
ready.
Sprinter.
We're
Yes, we're
ready.
ready. We're ready. We're ready. Yeah, yeah.
Go. We're
We
ready.
are headed to Skating Toys Redux. We got Sprinter XL chosen by Power 8 and Keela Bars. Keela Bars switching off that Roadstar. Makakowski, G-Force, Ama, Yun, all on the RC San, I do believe, which has been one of those cars we've been looking to perform well, but again, consistency is what we need, and
Okay,
RC San has been bringing that.
this is a track where I would actually pick a pro car because it's like a 1,000 meters. So the lap is not going to be below 55 seconds. So you still are able to shoot, I think. So maybe that would be a track that potentially I would pick a pro car.
Yeah. We did see a pro. We saw the Wild Star. I don't know if that was our only pro, but we do see Power 8 and Keela Barris in the Sprinter XL, and they are cycling there, not shooting each other. Interesting. Maybe a pact. Now, keep in mind, voice chat is not allowed. You're also not allowed to group friends and say, hey, we're not going to shoot each other because we're friends. But if you're using it strategically, If you're just saying I'm just not going to shoot the guy because he'll shoot me back if I get close to him, that's something that you can do, as far as I'm concerned. Now I'm with the RC Sand and the oil. Makikoski dodges, Laggy Rock dodges, and he lays another oil. So everyone past Laggy Rock is going to be running into that spike strip oil. That means Lambert, Frost, Air2. Actually, it might be disappeared by the time Air2 gets to it because he is with that 55-second time penalty for choosing a pro car, 40 seconds for the two semi-pros that we saw. And meanwhile, our amateurs and our rookies are finishing up our first lap here. Just got this crazy 8 in the dirt. And then we'll be headed to a new lap.
I'm
and
actually
G-Force.
extremely interested how will Ersa do it, because I think like this should be his best race here. Honestly, somehow I have a feeling that pro cars should work on a tracks where the lap is really long. I think.
It kind of works both ways because the pros can't shoot the rookies, but also I don't think the rookies are allowed to shoot the pros. And again, chat can weigh in on that. Now, we saw an oil attempt on the two-way. I don't know if that necessarily is going to be the most effective. It does manage to hit Laggy Rock, so he's helpful. I'm sure whoever laid it is going to be happy about that. Meanwhile, we've got our semi-pros, Lampert and Frost, and they continue to shoot each other. Okay, out of the skate park for our RC Sands. Head through a doorway. Will there be oils? This is a prime oil spot. This is Oil City. And there's one going to hit Ama. He's not going to be able to get out of the house. Meanwhile, Makikoski dodges, makes his way out, gets hit by some rockets. Not going to be quite effective, though. Yun out in no man's land. I'm sure he's happy with that. Out in fourth, gets pretty decent. And first, second, third, also huge gaps. Power 8, Kilobars, G-Force. They're probably one battery away. G-Force tries to shoot an untargeted rocket out there where he predicts the sprinter will be. It didn't quite hit, but it looked really cool. Now, Kilobars right out of nowhere. No, it wasn't oil. And G-Force gets hit by it as well, but with the rocket, he accidentally passes the bomb over to Kilobars. So let's see how Kilobars is able to recover here. If he gets blown up in the air, that would be great. Not quite. Yun starting lap 3 of 4, so they got 2 laps left to go in their entirety. Yun trying some fancy tricks to skip over the fence, but definitely not going to have enough leverage there to make that happen. And we see Makikoski taking a more stable route on the outside. Meanwhile, our pro, and keep in mind, we can watch the semi-pro and the pro. They can jump straight over the fence, get a little bit of a shortcut. Here we go, watch. So we saw the pro able to do it. The semi-pros don't look like they quite have enough leverage to make it over.
Wow, okay. They did. Amateur in a lead.
Yeah. No. He's with that Sprinter XL, which is our rookie. But we do have G-Force with an amateur out in second, and he's hunting him down. Kilobars with a Sprinter XL2, one of those rookies, and he's out in third. And our RC Sands, the army of Sands, is approaching. Was going to get into some political dialogue based on the icon of the RC Sand, but we're going to move straight along from that. And meanwhile, Airtsu in that pro car is going to be hunting down RC Sand after RC Sand here in just a second if he can manage to get around some of these cars. In fact, I think Laggy Rock is also on an RC Sand. So here it comes, the RC Sand expedition that Airtsu is going to be embarking on. He passes up one, going to be hunting down another, dodging a fake. Yes, indeed. I think those might have been both fakes. Laggy Rock does get blown up in the process. A clean pass by Airtsu out in 6th place. Meanwhile, 3rd, 4th, Yun tapping onto the railway with his with a battery pop. Now Airtsu needs to find some stability, get that shortcut coming up. Let's see it. Boom! Big cut on the shortcut, and he's going to be hunting down his Finnish bro Ama. Passes up the RC Sand. 1 more left to go, maybe 2 more left to go, in fact. Although I think G-Force is somewhere out there in second right now. So we see Yun get passed up by Airtsu's 4 wheels into that oil, but he sets it up like he's Tony Hawk himself, does a little half-pipe trick, and boom, up he goes, chasing down Yun once more, passes him up into 4th, hunting down Kilobars in the Sprinter XL. He should be making short work of this. It just matters how much time he's got left. In the meantime, Power 8 has been passed up and is now G-Force in the amateur out in 1st place. And in fact, Terror, this might be our first amateur or first non-rookie to be winning a race. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but it certainly feels that way.
Oh, that was. Wait, Ersu did not froze.
Yeah, it might have been a little bit of connection, or he might have instant popped a battery on him. We can ask him and see what it was. Yun and Ama for 5th, 6th. And Ama finds a zap. Lovely pickup, but not in that scenario. And my broadcast getting knocked back another second. We are back to live.
You
and
should
Skating
actually
Toys is done.
You should actually be watching from the Vimix call.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, but Ersu, he actually came second. I have to say that look at GeForce. He's picking all the time the same car, and he's extremely consistent with him. He's either winning the races or just finishing in top 3, top 4. So I don't know, like it's so hard to say what is the best thing here to do with the cars.
I'm this is a comfort pick for for GeForce, but it also just happens to be an amazing car and a heavily underrated car. And it looks like other people in the lobby are starting to catch on to that. At least they did here in Sprint or in Skating Toys. We'll see if they stick with it or not. Look at that by Ertzu. I love that trick. He just gets it set up perfectly with the oil. Lampert getting a nice little lucky bounce there on the instant replay too. That was cool to see.
Okay, we're ready for the next race, and we're gonna actually ask for a little longer break after that race, just to show the tables of what is happening, because we're jumping into Holiday Camp, and Holiday Camp is our 5th race today. So this will be like the 50% done of the session already. So good time on that as well.
Yeah. Shout out to our chatters. And we are headed into what you were asking about, Holiday Camp California Edition. You'll be able to see the bumpiness for yourself here in a second. Now, we got an interesting car pick by Lampert. The name escapes me. I think is he using the KC3? I think that might be the KC3. We've got Keela Baris and Sir Gleam, which is a pro, and our sole rookie, the one and only frostbitten on this Winter XL. Everyone else honking.
Yeah, but look at this. Frost actually 150 meters because of that 10 seconds. Incredible.
Yeah. All right. Away goes our the sole advanced driver. Laggy Rock is our only RC stand here as well. Ooh, so we have one rookie, one amateur, one advanced. The rest are on semi-pro and pro, which TT was just saying are heavily disadvantaged, and I don't doubt it. I'm not saying he's wrong, but here on Holiday Camp, it is a very top speed track, and the interesting part is we see people going for different types of cars. Okay, I'm incorrect. I think those were all pros here. So I think Lampert must be driving on the... Actually, I don't know. I have no idea what car that is. Anyways, Yun in the Wildstar. That's for sure. GeForce in the Sir Gleam. Keela Baris on the Sir Gleam.
Oh, that was so nice to dodge the bomb, but was it worth it actually? To reposition yourself?
Yeah. Well, okay, so Lampert did start early. I think he was on a semi-pro, and he is on that KC3. My bad for the craziness there. In the meantime, Laggy Rock gets a bomb or a battery straight into a bomb, so a little give and take there. And we'll see how they're able to execute the bathroom portion. It's quite tricky, and here comes the bumps as well. How are they able to execute on those bumps? Makakowski goes flying, tries to wedge himself in between GeForce to keep getting bumped forward, but it's not going to work out. GeForce does escape into the pipeline. We've got another huge top speed portion of our track here right ahead.
Oh my god, so many weapons
Woo!
here. I wonder how Frostbitten will do. He's the sole rookie.
That's right. For the moment, all of our eyes are on pros because of how many of them there are. In the meantime, Power 8 trying to walk quite lightly through that greenhouse, not being rewarded for his troubles at all. Lampert, boom, straight in. G-Force blowing up either from a bomb or a fake. Ertzu with the zap, and he catches one, and the oil has dissipated. So he's not going to be feeling any of the effects of that. G-Force straight into that ball bearing. Ama follows it up with a shockwave while G-Force is trying to get his car fixed up, and he gets knocked back 3-4 positions like it's nothing. That's how tightly grouped these pros remain here on lap 2 of 4. Time is running out. And after they exit out of this bathroom scene into the bumpy area, let's catch the bumpy area as well. And then let's head up towards the front and see how the front field
Oh
is
my
doing.
god.
Yun can't seem to get out of the pipe, and into the oil they go. Oh, this is going to be terrible. Cars getting flipped. And it sucks to lose your speed here because it's so tough to get it back. G-Force manages to hold on to it. Ama in the pipeline with the zap. Ertzu hunting down Lampert, one of our semi-pros, as they head to lap 3. And he does pass him up. In the meantime,
Actually,
Frostbitten 150 meters. Boom!
I actually question picking pros here because the road is so
Mm.
bumpy and cars just,
Mm-hmm.
fail to drive through those kind of rough spots. Like even Jan just not
Yeah.
getting hit and he's losing control over the car because of the terrain itself.
Yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely right. In the meantime, though, Frost, I mean, sticking with the. And actually, Frost was someone who as everybody runs into the oil. I'm not even going to bother to say it. I mean, look for yourself. And another oil laid up. Here we go. Keela's in. Ama's in. Nobody's going to be able to dodge it at all. And it's just a bloodbath through the greenhouses. In the meantime, what I was going to say is Frostbitten seems to have his own strategy here. He was using Adion when everyone else was using the Sprinter and no one was on Adion. And now he's using the Sprinter when no one's using the Sprinter and everyone's on something else. So Frostbitten clearly has his own strategy, his own tactics, his own approach to this race, dropping an oil as he heads around to start lap 4, and he's 150 meters out in the lead. This is excellent execution by Frost.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, we've got G-Force and Ertzu 4th, 5th, and in fact, we saw 3rd out in the mist here, a little ways ahead. They are going to just barely be able to dodge those oils or ride them out. Now, and that was Laggy Rock who gets knocked down 2 positions.
Whoa!
A free, a little freebie battery for Ama, and the shockwave somehow not connecting. Keela tries to snag a pickup, but he doesn't connect. He does manage to stay on the road somewhat, though. Ertzu has to repo. He's right back in the mix here. We are on lap 4-4. Now, before they go into the bathroom and bump, yes, thank you, Jeromu. We've got Frostbitten only 50 meters ahead of Powerade, and Powerade is in that R6 Turbo. G-Force is in a Pro, so it's not done yet, folks. Even first place, not locked up here quite yet. Powerade's continuing to cycle. He hopes to get something like a battery, but he's going to have trouble stopping G-Force too because G-Force is much faster than Powerade.
Frost just praying to God.
Oh, the
Oh
battery
my
out of Powerade.
God.
He cycled for
Frost,
it.
no!
The instant repo.
Oh
Frost takes
my
it. He
God.
wins.
What
Quick thinking
a
out of Frost.
what a finish. What a finish.
Yeah,
Incredible
that was
finish.
so strong out of Frost. He gets shockwave and immediately he's spamming the repo button or the flip button, and he flips himself in the air, and it makes it so that even though he's stopped, he still catches G-Force on the zap. And in fact, G-Force overtakes Powerade there to take 2nd place, another one of our very consistent drivers.
Yeah, we can actually jump to another track, and after the track, we're gonna show the tables of what is happening because we're gonna be 6 tracks already done. But man, Frost, actually his strategy worked, and it was like so close. It was this close, and only because of the zap. That was incredible
Yeah,
finish.
yeah. Yeah, and he had plenty of time to cycle through pickups and to get a zap in his back pocket. He held on to it. Keep in mind, if you're out there in first place, your highest percentage of a pickup to get
is a zap. You're never going to have a better chance of getting a zap than when you're out there in first place. So Frostbitten using those percentages to his advantage and showing it off right there, finishes up out in first place. We're headed to White Rose Chapel.
We're ready. We're ready. By the way, we're ready. We can go. No break for the
Yes.
standings. We're gonna show you after the next race. So let's go with the next one. Go 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 go. We can go. So again, people going back to rookies. So we have like 5 rookie cars, if I saw correctly, or 6 cars.
Yeah, I'm actually not entirely sure why that's the case either, because I wouldn't say this is the most technical track. I guess there are some technical parts. Also, going to be a lot of very tricky oil spots, and being a rookie lets you get out and ahead of that, gives you way more time to react to an oil or to a fake. But they're all going to be so tightly grouped up, and the pickups are going to start to come out here. In fact, Kilobar's breaks a little bit, but he still runs into that fake. He was almost predicting it to come out, but then he was like, "Oh, it's not going to come," and then it did. So interesting. Unfortunate for him, but interesting. He's the one person, that Wild Star, or the Road Star rather. Everyone else on the Sprinter XL. Makakowski tries to pass on the bomb power rate by slowing down. Ooh, meanwhile, water balloons come out. Laggy Rock going to be passing up too. Makakowski and power rate, a 2-for-1 deal as he moves into second place, hunting down first. Kilobar is still in the mix. Passes up two in the blink of an eye through that grassy section. Important to keep in mind. Passes up another. Important to keep in mind, the grassy section is a different texture, so you are going to be slip sliding through it more. Makakowski goes for the pickups, but doesn't find, and maybe just wanted to dodge any potential oils, but the oil comes out later and he runs into it still. Unfortunate situation for Makakowski. In the meantime, we see the RC Sands out 7th, 8th, 9th. Ertzu in 10th with the Addy on. Power Rate's going to be flipping his car straight into an oil. He's going to lose everything in the blink of an eye.
And Ersu was he on semi-pro or pro car? So we're
He's
gonna
on
see.
semi-pro.
Yeah, we'll see how he will do on that car. A lot of people on the rookies.
Indeed. Big pickup usage coming out. Kilobaris goes from, I think, 4th to 2nd and back to 4th.
Oh my
Maybe
God.
to 5th. And that's really nice pickup usage there by Makakowski. What happens with a lot of people is they get too excited and they shoot all the rockets at the same time. Makakowski much more calculated. He waits and he shoots another, and he doesn't shoot the third. He holds it, and he almost connects with the person in front of him after he passed up Kilobaris. At least I think that was with the Kilobaris there. But we do have Ertzu still out in last, chasing down the competition. Frostbitten, and White Rose Chapel is Frostbitten's favorite map. It's his signature track. The double oil here, make that a triple oil, I do believe. And I think Frost laid that first oil, so he really paved the way for that oil to be all-encompassing here. Triple oil, yeah, there it is. Alma's in, G-Force is in. It's like a trap door. Everybody's trying to disarm it, and Ertzu's the only one who's able to figure out how to do it. He just drives all the way around it. In the meantime, Laggy Rock and Lampert fighting it out for second. This is perfect for Laggy Rock. He needed to break away from Lampert to start making his own identity, and also to be able to start chasing down Frostbitten. He's not going to be able to fully escape Lampert. I think he's probably one shockwave away from being straight back into this fight with Lampert, but still gets a little. 50 meters. There's a second battery out of Laggy Rock, so he makes me eat my words there, but he's still 70 meters out from Frost, and Frost is going to be hella confident on this track with the Sprinter XL.
And still
battery out of Kilobaris.
Oh,
The Burdang special battery into Zap, and he sends Makakowski packing.
Oh, that rocket, that was beautiful.
There it is. And here at the Featherweight Carnival, the pickups have been sending everyone flying. Kilobaris gets another battery. Lampert takes a shot, but he hits himself. Oh no, the corridor is proving to lead to his own demise. And we do see Frostbitten now 80 meters out in the lead. We are here on lap 5 of 6, so time is running out.
Can he pass it? Can he pass? No.
the RC San is an amateur, and the Adion is advanced, and he can't catch him. I don't understand. But Ertzu does find a battery. They all three find batteries, but Ertzu able to make much better use out of it. All three of them into the oil as well. Ertzu has finally managed to break away from this group. Yun and Makakowski both into oil as well. G-Force trying to find some positions back, and he does, but he doesn't catch Ertzu out of it. Ertzu is in the oil, but he's also in the Adion. This spot's perfect for him to go for another overtake on the Sprinter XL being driven by Lampert here.
They both.
And he tries it. He tries it, but the spike strip has been laid. Two zaps next to each other. They both zapped each other. It doesn't look like anybody's going to get caught in it. But they're certainly going to be having some fun in that oil. Everybody running into it. G-Force somehow manages to not wipe out during it. And actually, G-Force is going to be living off of this. So we'll see if G-Force is able to have a reversal of fortune. He does get hit by the rockets, but Ertzu does as well. Ertzu knocked out of nowhere by those rockets. He's got the battery on. He's had 2 batteries so far. He's found another one, and he's got another pickup that's cycling through right now. It's about to give him something new. It's a shockwave. He's going to go. Maybe that was like a ricochet shockwave, but it doesn't ricochet. G-Force, where are all of these batteries coming from? Imagine if all of these batteries were oils instead. This would have been an absolute mess of a race. But the racers are still keeping it messy, trying to drive through grass and such with the battery on. So we have the finishes coming out already. Ertzu, who looked like he was having an absolutely horrible time, does look like he's going to finish up in 4th, despite some inaccuracies in the driving there at the end. Kilobars with a nice 3rd place. And G-Force 5th, kind of breaking his consistency streak that he had going for a long time.
But Frost.
More batteries.
I think Frost won again, right? And he was on a rookie car. So those rookie cars are paying off for him at least, because some others are not as lucky. And we're actually gonna see after this race what are the standings, because we didn't see them for some time. So hopefully they're gonna get updated real fast now. But as a sneak peek, I saw that G-Force was in a lead. We'll see what happens in this race. I don't know where G-Force finished up though in that race, but we had so many great replays here. I have to say that this was the most entertaining race so far.
Yeah, I mean there were so many batteries,
And
and
look
then
at
we had
this,
this
look
triple
at this
oil.
oil,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good race for sure. We saw Frost winning again. I think this is only the second track that he's used a rookie on, and it's also the second track that he's won with so the 2 tracks that he's raced with the rookies won. So I think we might see a new era for Frost. I thought it might have been a strategic thing, like he wanted to bring it out specifically on holiday camp, but he seems to continuing to be rocking with it. So we might get more insight to that as this race develops.
Okay, so how are the standing things? They're still being updated, not ready yet. But I see that Kilabarus might be actually in a lead here. So I
That
hope
would surprise me.
this won't take long. Oh wait, are they updated or are they not? Because they're not sorted. Oh, they're not sorted though. If you could sort it, that would be great. And then I would show and we can jump.
In the meantime, to
Oh,
me, yeah.
they're not sorted yet.
The
Oh,
main
okay,
race
there.
has been looking like G-Force and Frost to me. So hopefully we can go over to the scores.
Okay. Meanwhile, I think the race can start. We're gonna just have, yeah, I think the race can start. We can just have a fast look on the tables. The race can start. And yeah, Kilabars is in the lead with 1 point
Wow.
ahead of GeForce. Erzo third, Frost
Okay.
fourth, Powered 5th, Ama 6th. I have to say it's extremely competitive, but the gap is growing between top 3 and 4th position.
Mm-hmm. Kila, G-Force, Air2, Frost. All right. Powerade and Ama tied out there in 5th. And so the G-Force versus Frost battle that I thought was developing, not quite what we thought. But Frost has been turning turning the tide here. Okay, so we have to wait 10 seconds. No one chose rookie here. And I think the reason why you're about to see, if you don't know, you're about to know. There is a very difficult jump, and GeForce, our RC San aficionado, not quite getting off to the best foot forward here. I think 2 pickups have been taken. Make that 3. If there are any oils, okay, the zap has been used, and I would have. Okay, we'll take it. The oil comes out. Okay, and that's going to hit a couple people. Now look at this jump. The rookies can't really make the jump, and it looks like our RC Sands are not taking the jump either. Oh no, this would have been a huge miscalculation to be driving the RC Sand here if you can't make the jump. I think we saw Yun go for the jump, and I think he managed to do it. Um, Powerade is driving the LA54, which is a different car, but in the same class as RC San, at least for this session today. Makakowski is going to be blowing up. He is in third. GeForce taking the alternate route. Yun, in the meantime, catching up. And RC Sands, we got amateur cars all the way down to 7th, 8th place here. But the truth is, if they can't make the jump, they're going to be losing time to these drivers. We got Ama, Laggy Rock, Ertzu, all in the Adion. Let's see, Frost takes it. He's full speed, and he does manage to make it. But it looks like if anyone lays an oil, boom, done. That shockwave, beautiful. Powerade, knocked. We've got Yun, not quite able to make it over. Makakowski does, but you got to be max speed, it looks like. And that's just not something you can replicate each round. The ball bearing going to work out incredibly, but Yun gets bailed out accidentally by GeForce, and through all the collisions, it's actually Powerade, who didn't even really make an error, who is going to get knocked out there. GeForce colliding with Yun and adding insult to injury by following that up with a zap. Frost is 80 meters out in the lead. In the meantime, Ama's egg on his face there, a ball bearing out of nowhere. Lampert passes up Kilobaris. Powerade dropping an oil at a very, very peculiar spot. I would have much, much rather seen him save this oil. But I guess he feels like he's in 5th, and he needs to get a more proactive pickup. So it is what it is, but I would have really liked to see him save the oil for this spot right here. Instead, he shoots out the shockwaves. He does. I don't think he connected with Yun. He might have, but either way, Yun's got to drop down, and this is great for Powerade. GeForce out in second, and Frostbitten a comfortable 120 meters out in the lead. This is a new tide for Frostbitten. Like I said, this would be his 3rd match win in a row after being very lukewarm for the initial races in this session. Yun shockwaving, and he does zap, but there is a zap in response. Meanwhile, Powerade smooth sailing in 3rd, really doing a great job at tracking down GeForce. GeForce had a rough beginning, but he is made a full recovery. We see Frost on easy street, but he still almost fails it. So I don't think the RC Sam was the best pick here. I want to see these Adions perform, but somehow, despite the difficulties that RC Sands are facing, they're just beating the Adions. I don't know, man.
But I have to say, I'm surprised with Frostbitten overall position in the session, because he feels to always be winning, maybe recent races, but he's only 4th, I think, in the ranking.
Yeah. So I think we'll see him continue to move up the ranks here as he's been locking down some big point totals in the past couple of races. We see people attempting the shortcut again and having to drop down even more. The Adion's finally starting to get into the mix, and we see our 1st place and 2nd place drivers just now starting lap 5 of 6. So they've actually got 2 laps left to go. That's a lot of time for an Adion to make some recovery work. Frost has to drop down because of a shoddy entry into the ramp, and that's perfect for GeForce, but GeForce is going to blow up right before the ramp, so both of them are going to fail out. GeForce is just going to lose so much time here just to try to take the shortcut, and I don't even think he's going to nail it, Tara. Let's see. Wow, he goes to the left, makes me eat my words. Powerade, meanwhile, doing some acrobatics. And another bomb. Look at Makakowski, just stops. Now, Kilobaris, it looked like he wised up to it, but he didn't. And there's an oil on the ramp. Everybody's dropping down, even those Adions. And you know the Adions are not happy about the fact that they have to drop down, because their main boon over these RC Sands is the fact that they can take the shortcut. Now, that oil is just going to be narrowly avoided by the field, and a lot of racers are just now starting their final lap. Ama, Laggy Rock, fifth, sixth with the Addion, Ertzu in fourth with the Addion. And so they have moved up in the ranks, but none of them are in podium yet. So we see G-Force go for the last ramp jump of the race, and he just sends it soaring. He makes it look really easy. Powerade does nail it as well.
But it looks like it is going to be another win from Frostbitten. I have to say that on those jumps, like GeForce is always making it really smart. Like he's not making it straight, like here, but he tries to cut it to make it shorter.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what makes it look like it's such an easy jump for the RC Sand. He might have tricked some people into thinking that they could jump the shortcut, but it actually takes some finesse to be able to actually do it, and G-Force showing that. He does only finish up in third place. I know he wanted more than that, but we do have Ama in fourth with the Addion jumping into the trash bin there to finish up his race. Makakowski, the leader of the backfield of RC Sands, Kilabaris Lampert, finishing up. So Kilabaris with 9th place finish, and he was our session leader going into this.
Yeah, Frost with another win. So Frost, GeForce, Powerade, if I saw correctly. Nice race by them. We're gonna jump straight to the next one. That was actually Spavolt, right? So we're gonna have...
That was
Botanical Garden. After Botanical Garden, we're gonna look into the ratings because we're gonna be only left with 2 more races on RV Temple and Sakura. So Frost,
yeah, there you go.
He is grinding the ranks. I mean, it probably is tied there. So we're gonna see how the next race will happen. We're gonna jump straight to the lobby. Okay, we're ready just in case.
Yeah, and important to mention this is Botanical Garden EX. So this is a custom-made track, but it is here in the IO main pack, and it has been selected today. It's not one of my favorites. I don't know if it's many people's favorite. It's definitely a top speed style track. We'll see if that influences anybody's decision. And indeed, we do see Ama on the pro.
And as well.
Frostbitten, yeah. And in the meantime, 2 rookies. Frostbitten staying strong on that Sprinter XL. Interesting to see. Frostbitten seemed really opposed to using the Sprinter XL at the start of this session, but now he's using it on tracks that no one else is brave enough to use it on, except for Laggy Rock in this instance. So the RC Sand still coming out in full force. Division 1 making it look more like an RC Sand exclusive than a Sprinter XL exclusive. And there's the oil that all these RC Sands are going to be eating. Shit. Okay, and so have pickups coming out in full force. The Sprinter XLs have been dominating despite everything. So if we saw these Sprinter XLs still come out in first, second, I wouldn't be too surprised. But it's important to say Laggy Rock has already fallen 80 meters behind his compatriot on the Sprinter XL, Frost. He's in fact 100 meters back now.
And now the pro cars just started the race, so we're gonna see how well Ama and Ertzu will do in this track. It's 5 laps as well. It's pretty long track. I remember that on one track with 4 laps, I think it was Ertzu was short like 1 lap to actually overtake everyone there. So maybe on this track he will make it happen.
Yeah, indeed. This is probably a pretty long track to have 5 laps. You're absolutely right. And another one of those classic oils. G4 is going to 2 wheels in. Very detrimental. Also, an oil on the outside as well has been laid. So it's basically going to be impossible to skip that if you're in one of those upper class cars. In the meantime, Powerade hunting Yun hunting Laggy Rock. The repo right on top of Yun's head while Laggy Rock has a zap. He's going to be sending him back to the Shadow Realm as he continues on. Powerade.
Well,
Shockwave on straight ground. Yeah. And the zap. Powerade's got to make a last-minute correction so that he doesn't get zapped by Laggy Rock, and it makes it so that he has a small collision. Laggy Rock's going to continue to cycle pickups to steal them out from Yun and Powerade's faces, but I don't know what happened to Laggy Rock there. Okay, he does pop a battery. Yun did as well,
and it looks like Yun got a clean, bona fide pass with a pickup to boot, a fake pickup, but then he flips his car, taking the turn maybe a bit too severely, and Laggy Rock just keeps getting knocked all over the place. Powerade and Laggy Rock both getting knocked up big time. G-Force into the oil, Laggy Rock into the oil. A beautiful oil placement. I don't know who it was, but you'll notice, Tara, there's that little bit of airtime that they get where they're up in the air and they can't move their car, so they can't correct around that oil. Now, the higher class cars are going to be further on the outside, except for Ama, but he manages to dodge it. So those upper class cars do manage to dodge, but the lower class, like RC Sands, hitting that all day. Okay, so we got Lampert, Laggy Rock, 6th, 7th. I'm curious, how is Frost doing at this point? Because all eyes are kind of on Frost as he continues his reign of terror, way out there in first place. Lap 4 out of 5 has been started. He's 100 meters and change out in front still. Ertzu trying to move forward, but he's all the way back there in 9th, even as they begin their next to last lap.
I don't know that Ertzu is going to make it, or Ama, to actually top 3. Looks like they lost some time fighting in the lower positions.
Yeah, absolutely. And that seems to be a recurring problem for these upper class cars. They not only have the time penalty, but the truth is they weigh the exact same as these lower class cars. So it doesn't matter if you're fast or slow. If you're the same weight, you're gonna just as susceptible to a rocket or a shockwave, etc. Hell, we've even seen fake pickups are sending these guys flying off the stage entirely, just a little fake pickup. So they're susceptible to anything here. Now, Ertzu is scooping up a number of positions here on lap 4, headed into lap 5. He's going to shoot a rocket, and it looks like it hit G-Force. Those are some crazy spinning homing missiles. And he passes up 2 more, but he gets hit by a zap just barely, double, maybe even a triple zap on the play.
That was so unfortunate, because that was beautiful driving by Ertzu. Really.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. He had some great overtakes, and he was looking for a few more. In fact, he might find him eventually. Oh, he spins. He had plenty of time to correct his car, but I think his car just oversteered just a little bit straight into that oil. And we do have Frostbitten finishing up in first. Yun skating into 2nd with no issues. Let's see. Makakowski in 3rd, a ways back, and he's got danger on his tail. Pro versus rookie here in the final turn. Sorry, pro versus amateur. But it looks like he might have had the star. Either that or... Okay, no. Ertzu passes up Makakowski in the final turn, and he does finish up. In fact, he almost passed Yun. Ama in a pro, and he's going to finish up in 5th place. Not bad for the pros. Powerade and Keela, 6th, 7th.
I just feel like when you're on a pro, you're just on a too big disadvantage. It feels like.
Well, the thing is, for example, with the MotoGP system, it would be first, if you got first place, you get 5 points over second place. But with the current system, first place only gets 1 point over second place. So if you can manage to get 3rd and 4th most of the time, you're happy with that, which might be a more consistent strategy with the pro.
I see, that's actually a good point. Okay, so we're gonna try to see the tables before we start the next track, so hopefully Copysoft is dealing with that. So if we're having any delays, guys, you can leash on him on chat. Just as jokes aside. But yeah, Frost somehow he's feeling extremely confident on the rookies, and he's making it happen. Race after the race after the race. So that's incredible. If we
It's
look
an
at
insane
it.
comeback. Yeah.
So only
Shout out to chat.
2 races are left. We're gonna have Irvi Temple and Sakura. So yeah, I just want to see real fast what are the standings. Yeah, top 3 from the last race: Frostbitten, Jan, Ertzu, and Makowski, Ama, Powered, Klabar, G-Force, Lampert, Laggy, Rock. Okay, there is some discussion happening, but I'm gonna see if the standings are up. They are not up. Gonna ask Copysoft if he's making them.
So where did we see Keeler finish on this one? I think he was more towards middle of the pack, so he might be fizzing out here as we finish our final two tracks.
Oh,
But
okay.
yes, yes.
Copysoft missed the race 7 results.
Okay, okay, okay. It
So,
happens. It happens.
I mean, Copysoft, you can rewind. Wait. Okay, so we're not waiting for the settings. We're gonna let Copysoft actually update it. So we just go with the next race. We ready? We ready? We are
I think we
ready.
can pretty confidently say that Frost is leading this. We are headed into RV Temple, which is an I was going to say oddball again, but I've said it too many times. So pick whatever synonym for oddball you want and fill it in there for RV Temple. We've got 4 laps of it. This is pretty much the oldest track that exists in online play that's actually played on besides the stock track. So huge shout out to Ali for making this track. Not around anymore, I'm sure, but we do have Frostbitten and Laggy Rock. Who are in the Sprinter XL, and they are going to have some trouble here on jumps like that one right there, and they are going to go for the shortcut jump as well, and I'm not sure if they're going to make it because it's not the best jump for them. In the meantime, the RC Sand going to be much better equipped for that jump. We'll also see the shortcut jump coming out. Zap already loaded up for that blue name up there, and he locked down Powerade. Now, in the meantime, Makakowski should be starting any moment here. He's on the Sizzler, which is an advanced car, same class. I'm sorry, it's a semi-pro. So it is the same class as Adion. So he is going to be having to wait a bit there. He is going to be starting out. And we've got Ama and Ertzu in the pros once again. We'll see if one on the Sir Gleam, one on the Wild Star. Meanwhile, Frostbitten 50 meters out in the lead, looking good. And I will say on the last track, there they go. But on the last track, we saw Frostbitten first and Laggy Rock last. And Frost was in the Sprinter XL, and so was Laggy.
Oh, so depressing. Ursu and Dama just started the race, will jump, and boom, start.
Yeah.
Oh, so depressing.
And look at those oils. Look at and Yun had the shockwave, or this, I keep calling it shockwave, the zap as well. Frost has not escaped Laggy Rock entirely. Yun is going to start typing. So, as I was saying, I think our two rookies in Botanical Gardens was Laggy Rock and Frost. And Laggy Rock ended up in last, and Frost ended up in first. And here we are on RV Temple with the same two rookies. And Laggy Rock does nail that jump this time. It's more than meets the eye, that jump is. We saw Sprinter XL struggling greatly. Oh, and the shortcut jump as well. There goes Laggy Rock, but he's got a battery to bail him out, so to speak. But he has the Burdang and zaps G-Force as well.
And Frost again in the lead. Incredible what he's doing in the recent races.
Yeah, and I just can't stress it enough. It's not like, oh, you pick Sprinter XL and it's a free ticket to victory. That's simply not the case. It's not what we've been seeing in our races here today. We've often seen the Sprinter XLs be the last place as well as the first place. So it is a real hit or miss. It's a real risk it all, double or nothing type deal when you're picking the Sprinter XL. So you got to be super confident in it. And it's cool to see Frostbitten really tearing it up on that Sprinter. Meanwhile, Laggy Rock is getting accosted by the RC Sands G-Force, the RC Sands specialist in the first of the list. And I think he might have just dropped an oil, maybe not. And the battery is reacted to by G-Force, but he keeps driving right on top of him, and he eventually gets stopped. I don't know what that was.
That was weird.
that was just a bizarre move all around. I don't know what that was all about. But in the meantime, Keeler is continuing to cycle. He dodges that oil, and he passes the bomb on to G-Force. G-Force drops the ball bearing through the tunnel, but he dropped it a bit late, or maybe just had a bit too much speed. It's not really going to do too much. He does blow up, and he does so on an incline, too. Now, Keeler is going to be very suspect about G-Force here, and Laggy Rock fails the jump once again here on lap 3. So Laggy Rock is back in the mix here with the RC Sands. He's going to be driving defensively. Powerade has been blown up, and like I said, Kilobaris was very worried that G-Force has a zap. So we'll have to keep checking in on that and see if Kilobaris finds a creative way to deal with that. In the meantime, Yun finding quite a creative way to deal with the pros as an amateur. He simply blocks them and makes them wreck. So that's certainly an interesting strategy. In the meantime, Kilobaris falling behind Lampert. Beautiful oil, but it's not going to be too impactful. Make me my words there as he has to repo back at the start of the bridge. A huge hit for Kilobaris. In a bad way. In a bad way.
Frost
In a very bad way.
Frost still in the lead. The question is he going to maintain it? And Ama and Earth, so actually the pros car are not paying off at all on this map.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Point blank, they're just not working out. But G-Force, this could be one of the few battles that we see a Sprinter XL lose because Frostbitten only has, well, there goes that number tick up in the top in the bottom left there. G-Force might have gotten hit by something, maybe an oil, maybe a fake. I don't know what exactly it was, but it looks like Frostbitten with 100 meters. I mean, this should be pretty smooth sailing here on RV Temple. Frost, like I said, RV Temple, one of the oldest tracks in the book here that wasn't made by Acclaim themselves. So he's going to be feeling great here. He's very well practiced on this track. And look at that. Everybody going to be getting hit in the backfield. Laggy Rock with improper execution on the shortcut jump for a third lap in a row. And right straight into that oil. It's tough.
I mean, Frost is going to win. This is going to be 5th race in a row won by
I
him?
think it is there. I think it's 5 tracks in a row. Yeah, he's just been collecting track wins like they're Pokemon. And also, it all started once he started racing on the Sprinter XL, which is just so funny to me because he was so against using the Sprinter XL at first. Now, that might go back to our strategy that we talked about, Ter, which is where when people aren't picking a class, it's a good idea to pick the class. So Frost is saying, well, no one wants to take Sprinter? Okay, I will. And he's making it work to the fullest extent. Even G-Force, he managed to cut down the gap, sure, 30 meters by the end, but it's still second place. There's no total race time. It's just second place. Now, Ama with the pro pick and Ertzu finds third. So Ertzu and Ama found third, fourth. Correct me if I'm wrong there. But that's an incredible finish by Ertzu and Ama, considering how we had basically written them off on lap 2, if you remember that. Yeah. So, interesting.
I have to say that actually Ertzu and Ama are finishing third and fourth a lot in those races. And the question is, if they weren't so unlucky during catching up with some oils and zaps, they might actually go to the top 2 there. But yeah, that's the problem. You're gonna actually land some weapons and some collisions during the catch-up, so that's the problem. And it always feels like they're just missing this 1 or 2 laps to actually manage to get the first position. And it's always a little bit short to do it, actually. But I think we are just since we have a little bit problem with updating the tables, I guess we'll just jump to the last race and just sort it out at the end of the race, because Copysoft didn't see one of the race results, so we're just gonna finish the session and then we're gonna try to sum it up and show what are the final results. But yeah, that's kind of unfortunate, but we're still gonna see how this will sort out. I feel like Frost, G-Force are for sure in the top there. Ertz also is really consistent with Ama in the top 4 finishes with those pro cars, so this can be quite interesting there. Okay, so are we ready for the last race? Okay, the last race is already starting. I did not check who's driving what.
Okay. Sakura, here we go. I actually think it's good to leave it a mystery here. We know Frostbitten is probably going to win the session. He's tearing it up, but as for second, third, fourth, it's still up in the air. We thought Kilobaris was doing great here, and maybe he'll bring it back, but the past few tracks, he has fallen off a bit. The RC stands are coming out, led by G-Force once again on the stairwell, winding around. And who's going to end up with that bomb? Nobody knows. It is, I think, Ama left hold. No, it is going to be Yun who's left holding the bag at the end of that. And we see the oil came out as well. I think that's going to be hitting any of the semi-pros. But as you can see, there's one semi-pro. No, there's also Powerade on a pro. So we got one semi-pro, one pro, a ton of RC sands like we have every single other race, and we've got 2 or 3 Sprinter XLs. And indeed, it is Frost, Keela, and Laggy Rock in the Sprinter XLs. Frost had a bomb on his head out in first, so we'll see if he's able to hold on to it. He had a nice oil to follow up. Keela Bars had to swerve by it, but he does manage to get past it.
Oh, the star from G-Force.
And 1 lap down. Yeah. The star is heavily contested on Sakura. Everybody knows about that. Hoping to get, they know exactly where the star is located, and everybody wants to try to grab it. It's kind of like a lottery, but you can get yourself some extra luck. You can buy some extra tickets by knowing some specific things, and G-Force does manage to scoop it up. In the meantime, we see Powerade and Airtsu trying to make recovery work after their penalties for choosing the semi-pro and pro cars respectively. Meanwhile, Keela Bars has really broken away from Laggy Rock, but Frostbitten has not been able to escape Keela Bars, so we could see a dub out of Keela Bars. But either way, I think Frost is going to be happy with the first or a second. With the IO point system, first and second, only 1 point difference, so he's going to be more than happy to take that. G-Force caught midfield, and this could be a disaster for him. We talked about, sure, Frostbitten has first place locked down, but G-Force, I would not say has second place locked down. And so out here in 7th place, he does pass up 1, hoping to pass up Ama 2. Shockwave, not going to allow it.
Yeah, but that was some beautiful driving from G-Force, dodging the oil there as well. And Frost still in a lead.
Keela's keeping him honest. But again, unless Frost loses like this position and then 8 more positions, then it's really going to be a solid finish for Frost, first or second. I don't think he cares that much. If Keela's got to get past him, then sure, Keela's got to get past him. I think that 1 point means a lot more to Keela than it means to Frost at this point. In the meantime, the RC Sands still neck and neck. G-Force is in hot waters out here in 6th, 7th place, being hunted down by Yun. This is not good for G-Force. And in fact, we've got Airtsu, who has passed up 1. He's passed up 1 RC Sand so far, hoping for some more. Powerade in the pro. Now he is going to try to set himself up for that oil because it's unavoidable, but it doesn't really work out. Keela Bars has fallen back behind Frost, and this could be another Frost first place. This could be 6 first place in a row for Frost.
That's incredible. Still
in the
2 laps to
meantime,
go.
Yeah, we've got the Adion by Airtsu, and look how many people he's passed up. He's already in 5th place. G-Force struggling to not fall into 8th, maybe even 9th. Airtsu has passed up G-Force, and Powerade is a shoe-in to pass up G-Force as well. Of course, he could get hit by something right here, but he's not. And so G-Force continues to fall down the ranks and get less and less points by the second. This is a disaster for G-Force, and it could cause him to lose an overall rank by the end of it if he doesn't find a way out of this. Now, he probably can't catch Powerade, he probably can't catch Airtsu, but he can't catch Yun, who's out here also in an RC stand. Yun's going to go for some ricochet rockets. They're not going to collide with Powerade, and Powerade's going to take the overtake straight into the bridge section. Okay. In the meantime, Lampert and Laggy Rock having a struggle between the two. And Keela Bars continue to try to hunt. Beautiful water balloon. It does collide. He shoots another one, and it collides as well, but a fake out of Frost right there on that narrow bridge. Impossible to avoid, especially while Keela Bars is trying to line up those water balloons with precision.
Frost somehow still managing the lead. Keela Bars did not catch him.
Yeah.
I wonder how is Powerade doing though, because he was on the pro car and we don't see him really. Okay, he's actually in the 5th position, so he's still. Oh, and the battery. This is going to be huge.
Woo! He passed up Airtsu. He passes up 2 more. Now another dreadful oil position. He auto repos that. And right into a fake bridge section. This bridge section, I would argue, is probably going to be better for the lower class cars. But Ertzu and Powerade both making it look easy. Ertzu with the Addion going to have great traction through that portion. Gets knocked forward by some rockets, so we'll say thank you very much to Laggy Rock.
I somehow feel that Powerade is going to actually catch Kilabarus
You,
and Frost there.
well, hey man, Powerade's in a pro. Kilabaris is in a rookie. He's got one lap left to do it. Kilabaris is getting close to Frost. He might even try to shoot down Frost. You're absolutely right. This could be exactly what Powerade needs. And with 2 extra positions, a first place finish, maybe Powerade could be rocketing up a position or 2 in the overall standings by the end of it. Now, Kilobar's is just going to go straight past him, but another rocket, the Ricochet rocket, comes out as well. Oh, and look at that, neck and neck, and we do have Frost.
That was so unlucky by Powerade. Maybe too greedy, a little bit too greedy.
Kilobar is keeping him. Kilobars has to drive like this. This is the only way to keep a pro out, and he's doing it. And Kilobars has done it. I think he finished out in second. And you know what? Kilobars might not be one of our top finishers. Maybe not podium. He's certainly up there, but maybe not podium. But that was incredible defense. He didn't even use pickups. He was just blocking him and forcing him behind him. So honestly, a huge shout out to Kila.
I feel like Powerade maybe got a little bit too greedy with the rocket in this narrow place.
Yeah.
Because it felt like his own rocket actually had an effect on him.
Yeah. You're absolutely right with that one.
Kila MVP this race. Yeah.
Kila was insane.
Okay, so Frost winning yet again. Kilabar's second, Powerade third. We're gonna actually try to get the final standings really soon. We're just missing the standings from one race. I'm gonna just so I'm gonna try to get that in a moment and get the info to copy soft actually.
Yes. In the meantime, I will say
7 race was
when the
what was what map exactly?
Let's check. Spavolt 1.
Spavolt 1.
And Frost says that he hoped we caught it on stream, the rocket or the balloon out of Kilobaris. Well, don't worry, Frost. We did indeed catch that. Definitely one of the highlights for me of that race and of the session. But I think the blocking on Powerade has got to be the most insane thing that I saw out of the session.
I'm getting.
We actually have Frost saying that he uploaded the session log. Okay, so I think you heard us that we missed Spavolt.
Okay, I'm actually getting the Spavolt results to copy soft, so we're gonna have the final standings really soon there. And yeah, but it feels that actually Frost might have won the session. But let's wait because Killa is close, GeForce is close, R2 was close actually. So this will be extremely interesting because yeah, I think Frostbitten won. Or Frostbitten or GeForce. It's one of those two. Won.
Oh, okay. Well, Frost actually crashed early on so he missed the first few races with that session log. So we are going to have CopySoft filling it in. Hopefully, if you don't mind, CopySoft, if you could fill in race 7 using that the online session that Frost just posted. It's just Spavolt 1.
Yeah. Just as a brief reminder, we're gonna show that we have a 300 guarantee in our prize pool. So actually, a win of a session today is worth $5. So this is a nice price, and let's see who will actually get it. I think this is a fair trade with the prize pool. If you have any feedback, you are free to do so. Guys, have a sneak peek, but okay. Let's see if we have the final standings yet.
I give a premature congratulations to Frost. I don't think there's any way that you did not get that $5 today, Frost, but I might have to eat my words in a second, but I think based on the points, I think you won this one.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, you think G won? Okay.
Okay, it is sorted, and prepare for some surprises. Actually, prepare for some surprises.
Oh no.
Or maybe not. Frostbitten won actually by
You
3
almost got me.
points. By 3 points, and GeForce 73 kilobars was third with 69. Earth fourth. Powerade fifth.
Tied.
Ama sixth. So that's our top six. I only did hit GeForce with a top 3 finish because I also had Powerade and I had Yan. So yeah, congratulations to Frostbitten for winning this session. Laggy Rock and Lampert, unfortunately, on the bottom
Mm.
of today's session.
They were
So
close. They were close to you and Makikoski. There was a fight there for the back. Also, I'll be honest. I'm curious who won out of Kila versus Ertzu. Who won this tie for the podium? Because I think Kila Bars got more top finishes than Ertzu, but I could definitely be wrong. So
yeah,
I'd like to see the tiebreaker.
yeah, I don't know how this is working honestly. If both players are rewarded the third place, honestly. I don't know. I'm not the judge here. I don't know how it's done. Are the single
I
race wins taking
mm,
into consideration or what here? In that case, or just two players are rewarded the third place here, third place finish. So we would have like Kila
so
Bars and Ersu in the third.
basically what happens is whoever won the most races out of today's session, like if Kilo won one and Ertzu won none, Kilo wins. But
Okay,
if nobody gets the first place, then we go by who wins the most second places, and so on and so forth down the line.
I see. Well, that would make actually a lot of sense there, but
Yeah,
still.
yeah.
So Frost is winning. This is really nice, and I wondered if we are going to have the overall standings after the 8 sessions as well to see how this is looking. Overall
That'd be great.
standings. Let's see.
Now, I will give an update. Kilobaris won Hospital 1. He got first place on the very first track of the day, Hospital 1, which
Mhm.
means that he officially wins the tiebreaker with Ertzu, and he is going to be in that podium spot with Ertzu in fourth.
Well, I think we're gonna have the overall standings for the next session. So today we had 8 session, 9 session. Okay, and the thing is also, guys, when we're gonna have the last play day, we're gonna make actually live here the third, second, and first division. So we're just gonna sum up, have also a little chat with the winners. So we're gonna try to make it really nice. I will be also beautiful to see all of you attend the last sessions to have it fun, summarize the entire league. We're almost done with it. Only 2 play days left ahead of us. And the next, let's just really fast check what is the next session. Because so now we have no power-ups sessions left from what I
Yeah.
believe. But let me see.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
we already have lobby announcement. And this is actually going to be a tournament session. So another really interesting. Oh, there's so many tracks there. So really interesting of how this is going to be. Is this going to be actually a long session or what? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm trying to get my memory jogged on what tournament even means. It's I was there for all of the sessions being decided on, but I've kind of forgotten what this tournament style is.
Okay. Anyways, guys,
Oh, but we've got the announcement. So I can't just tell y'all real quick. Let's see. We got that
Mhm.
announcement. Um, Addion and Zipper are the two cars that are going to be allowed. Pickups are off. Um, we can get into the details in the next session in a pre-show, but we've got a lot of tracks here. Addion and Zipper. It's gonna be intense. If you don't know, Addion and Zipper are like twins. They're like twin brothers, and they're a little bit different, but they're a lot the same. And it'll be interesting to see what people go with.
Okay. Anyways, I think we're wrapping this up. So thanks everyone
Yeah,
for watching. If you're not subbing, please subscribe because this goes to the prize pool. It's supporting the league. It's supporting Conk. It's supporting your community here. So I hope you all enjoyed. We had 2 hours stream. So a long stream today. And yeah, have a nice weekend, everyone. I'm actually getting a drink because I'm tired. So have a good rest, everyone. Have a good day to you, Honk, and see ya on the next sessions, everyone. So bye bye.
GG.